Hey guys, welcome to Moneyball. We have a good long weekend coming up, and we thought it would be fitting today to do a video on the recent tragedy here in Florida where the condo went down in Surfside near Miami. Now, since we write mortgages and insurances for these condos pretty much all day long here at my mortgage company in Tampa, Florida, we want to tell you a little bit about that. We have our own theory as to why the building went down, which I think makes perfect sense if you'll listen to it. It's trending all over the internet, so let's chat about it. But before we do, please, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you post it with the bell so that when we hit something out there, when we let it go, it comes to your phone immediately. Thanks, guys. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, welcome back and welcome to the Moneyball. So, guys, as you know, my name's Andrew Alfonso, and I own a mortgage company here in Tampa, Florida. So let's talk a little bit about insurance. Now, normally when you have insurance on a single-family home, you are the owner of that policy. So if something goes wrong, catastrophic, let's say it was to fall down, you're covered. The insurance company will rebuild it for you. And there's always a loss involved because, remember, you're never going to be able to get from the insurance company what maybe the market could have got for you. Like, for instance, right now, if you compare it to today's market's going crazy. All the houses are selling for $40,000 and $50,000 above what they're really worth, to be honest with you. So the insurance company's not going to pay you that extra amount of money. You take a loss in that sense. You're going to get a cost of what it would, you're going to get a payment of what it would cost to rebuild, rather. So the same thing is true with these condos. Now, when we fund these condos, you know, there's an association, which is a group of people that are in charge of keeping up the entire unit. When you buy a condo, you only own from the walls, the four walls that you live in, inwards. And I know this is crazy, but this is how they teach us. So try to think of it that way. You own from the walls inward, and that's it. The association owns all the rest. So typically, when you buy a condo, you are only getting insurance for everything on the inside that you own. Personal contents, for instance, okay? So it's up to the association to cover the outside. Now, here's where the lines get a little bit skewed, because the associations, there's nobody watching the watchers, I should say. There's nobody making sure that the association has their insurance, but they, you know, if you're with a good reputable association that has a good name, which you should look at that before you buy a condo, then they should carry the insurance. And of course, if you own the condo, you have every right to ask for a copy of their insurance policy. Some people don't do this, but they should, because what's going to happen with the condo in Miami, it was built in 1981, and they're supposed to keep up with everything. I don't know if that association was in control of the homeowners, or the association could have been still in control of the construction, the building that was going on there. Because anytime, that's another piece that I want to mention, anytime there's construction going on, typically the control of the entire complex switches to construction. And that's not a good thing for a multitude of reasons. We'll go into that one on another video. But let's just pretend that this condo was in control of the association. Since it's so old, built 40 years ago, what's going to happen is if the insurance was in effect, the homeowners who lost there would get a payout for the cost to rebuild, not the cost to market. So those condos may have been worth, who knows, $300,000 a piece. We don't really know, but they're not going to get that. So there's always a loss involved, not to mention the loss of life. Now, guys, I've talked to a lot of people about this condo, and it's really a tragic situation. In fact, we here at our company, I gave some water, and I did what I could, just little tiny things, gave some water and some gift certificates on Amazon and stuff, and we forwarded it to the people down there because it's really a tragic situation. So many stories surrounding it. But guys, I want to give you something that's factual. I want to tell you why I think that condo fell. And again, I don't have any inside information. I'm only a mortgage broker. I've been in the business for 24 years. I know a lot about properties like this. So here's what I think happened. Now the reason why I'm coming up with this, I want you to know first, is because if you search the internet, you're going to find people that were on vacation that took pictures of this condo before it fell. And if you look real carefully through these videos, which I have, you'll see cracks in the stucco and in the front and the back of the building. You'll see it in the foundation as well. Guys, that's never a good sign. If you ever are at a condo complex and you see cracks that are longer than 4 or 5 inches going down the side of the wall, don't go in there. Don't go in the elevators. You don't know when they're going to fall. So I saw this on a video that a lady posted, and what I think happened is you have a combination of heavy equipment that was located on the top floor because they were doing construction on the roof. And I'm not talking about a wheelbarrow and a tractor. I'm talking about some heavy equipment. If you go into Google Earth and you look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about. We're talking about forklifts, some very heavy stuff. That on top of the complex being filled with cars. This is just one piece of it, okay? So imagine that weight on top. Now, you have what we know to be in Florida are shifting sands. That condo was built on the beach, built basically on a hill. So although it is very sturdy and very safe, there are microscopic shifts that are happening all the time. We can't even see it, you can't even feel it, but it's there. So that's number 2. We got the heavy equipment, we got the shifts in the sand. Number 2, the third and final is that if you do your research, you'll find out that there was a condo next door that was also being torn down. A lot of demolition and construction was going on. Now, how do I know this? I know this because you can go to the county website and you can see that people were registering complaints about the buildings around them were shaking because the construction was so reckless and sloppy. So imagine being in this condo before it fell, okay? And what you're hearing is the wall shaking from construction going on across the street. Guys, that's scary. So that's number 3. When you take these 3 things together, the construction on the top of the building, the construction across the street, and the shifting sands, it was just a combination of bad timing. Now, there is one other thing I want to mention, guys, something very important. I'm not fully convinced myself that what I'm saying to you is how they fell, and there's a reason why. The reason why is because it fell at 1:30 in the morning. There were no constructions going on at that time. So that it's very concerning that the building fell. I'm sure you've seen now the conspiracy theories that are now surrounding the internet about the gentleman that died. His name was John McAfee, which he owned the McAfee Antivirus Systems of America. He was always embattled and embroiled in government quarrels, running from this government, from that. He was wanted for murder and all kinds of stuff. So they're saying the conspiracy theory is that he owned a unit in that complex as well. And just before he died, he was found dead, by the way, in a Spanish prison, I believe, last week. He said that he had terabytes worth of data saved at his condo in that area, in that building actually, that would expose many government officials. So it's a conspiracy theory. It's very ironic that building fell right after he died, and it happened to be the same location where he had supposedly a unit. Now, guys, I haven't verified that part of the story. I don't know about that, okay? But nonetheless, if that's not the case, the first 3 I gave you are. And the sad part about it, of course, is the loss of human life, which we can never get back. The second piece is the people that spent, when you pay for a condo that cost, let's just say it cost $150,000, rule of thumb is you're going to pay for it 3 times over before it's over and done with. So those people paid for 30 years, probably paid back $400,000. And are they going to get that much back for the condo? Of course not. Not even close. They're not going to even get back what they could have sold it for at the market price. Remember, what they're going to get back is the cost to rebuild. And guys, that's the way insurance works. One last piece and then we'll go. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you want to own a condo one day, take out separate insurance. Don't settle for just the Homeowners Association's insurance policy. Guys, that's never good enough. Go get your own insurance because buildings do fall. Tragedies do happen. We want to thank you for turning in today. Guys, remember, make sure to hit the subscribe button because all of your dreams will come true the moment you do. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.